Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we are going to be doing my summer makeup routine. The last makeup routine you would have seen was my spring one, and since then my makeup has changed quite a bit. We've got no foundation, we've got more glowier look, and we've got more of like a pinkier look than say my usual bronze look. But if you'd like to see what I used on my skin today, then please keep watching. So I already have my base prep on, and I also already have my brows on. So for my base prep I just use the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Serum and the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream. I haven't used that in a while, so this kind of isn't really a part of my everyday summer makeup routine because I've only just started using it today, but I love how glowy it has made my skin. I think my skin looks so good. Then for my brows I just used the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. Is it Brow Wiz? No, Brow Freeze, sorry. I have been absolutely loving this. I think it is such a nice brow product. It's kind of more on like the wetter side of the waxes, but I just think it kind of just leaves my brows looking a little bit more fluffy and a little bit more natural than say like a laminated stuck down brow. And then of course I filled in my brows with the NYX brow pencil. This is in the shade Taupe. It's pretty much the only brow pencil I will ever use. So that is my brow combo for today. So since we're coming into summer, I feel like I have gone for more natural products with doing my everyday makeup. I just find it is what works best for me. I just find it is what I like to wear personally, especially when it gets really warm. I just don't like the feeling of anything on my face, and if I feel like there is something on my face I will go to touch my face and then obviously everything comes off. So the products that I've been using have been more of kind of like lighter weight ones, which is perfect for summer. So I have still been obsessing over a glowy base. I've been going between three, but the one I've been loving the most is this. This is the Iconic London Radiance Booster, and I get mine in the shade Sand Glow. And what I do is I literally just pump on the product onto my skin. Sorry if I'm looking down, there is a mirror just here. And then I just get my Refy Stippling Duo Brush and I just buff it in. I just find that the glow that this gives is just so nice. Oh, there is a here. It's just so nice and so perfect for summer. You could also just wear this on its own if you really wanted to. I just love this. I love the glow that it gives. It kind of adds a tiny bit of a coverage, like I'm talking smidgen, like nothing major, and more so just evens out your skin tone, which I absolutely love. But I just think underneath a foundation, or even underneath what I'm going to use, which is skin tint, it just looks so glowy, so good. And yeah, I just absolutely love it. I feel like it's one of those products that you can actually just use without putting any other makeup on. So if you just wanted to pop out of the house, but maybe you wanted to even out your skin tone, or maybe your skin's looking a bit dull, you could just pop this on and walk out of the house and it wouldn't even look like you're wearing any makeup. Like if I come up close, it looks like I'm just wearing a really glowy tinted moisturizer. I love it. And also guys, because a lot of the products that I'm using are kind of like lighter products, I end up doing my makeup a lot quicker in summer because I just whack everything on. So that is the first product that I go in with. Then moving on to skin tint. This is the skin tint that I have been obsessed with. It's the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Serum Skin Tint, and I have mine in the shade 4 for when I am tanned. I have just been loving this because although it gives a bit more coverage than say like a tinted moisturizer, my skin definitely still peeks through, which is what I love. And then I just literally use any buffing brush just to press this into my skin. I feel like with a beauty blender, with a skin tint, it just absorbs the product because it's so lightweight. And although I am wanting a more lighter natural coverage foundation or skin tint, I still want a bit of that coverage to last. Like if you look at the difference, it has just evened out my skin, kind of blurred it a little bit. And even though this has blurred my skin, you can still see like my freckles and everything underneath, but it kind of just gives the effect that like I have a filter on or something. It also is great because you can add coverage to it, or you can make it as lightweight as you like. For me today, I don't have many like imperfections that I want to cover, so I'm just doing a really light layer just to give my skin that coverage that I am wanting. Now that that is all pressed into my skin, as you can see my skin is super glowy, super dewy, but it still has a bit of coverage without covering like my freckles entirely. Now if you are someone who is oily skin, this routine is going to be way too glowy for you, but I am a dry skin girly, and me and summer we love each other because my skin doesn't dry out as much as it does in winter. And now we're going to move on to cream bronzer. I'm going to move on to the Sosu cream bronzer in the shade 02 Contour Warm. This is what it looks like. Now I will say in this it looks very orange, but once you start putting it on your skin and it starts to blend out, it looks beautiful. It gives such a nice natural looking color. I just really like this for the days that I am wearing the skin tint, because I feel like it's one of the bronzers in my collection that has like the least amount of coverage, and more so it's just the color that it's giving you. And I'm just using it on my Refy Duo brush, the other side of it. It's so easy to blend out. It's super creamy, and again it is more of a glowier product, so it's really nice for summer. It kind of keeps that glow whilst adding the like color and dimension to your face. Nicole actually got me onto this when we were at a concert last year, and ever since I just had not stopped thinking about it, and then I ended up purchasing it not that long ago when it was on offer on Beauty Bay. Does anyone still shop in Beauty Bay? I feel like Beauty Bay is not a place I shop that often anymore, just because the brands on it, I always find you can get so much cheaper on like Look Fantastic. On Beauty Bay I find that they still keep everything full price. I'm waiting to pick up something for Nicole for her birthday, and yesterday it was €34 on Beauty Bay. Went and had a look on Look Fantastic and it was €34 on Beauty Bay, and then it was 24 on Look Fantastic. And to me that's just like, I don't know why anyone would pay full price for something when you can get it cheaper. Do you know? I don't know, let me know. Do you shop in Beauty Bay still? I know there's certain brands you obviously can't get anywhere other than Beauty Bay, like obviously Mum Mitchell is sold on Beauty Bay, but to be honest I don't use any of his products. I never really got on with the blushes. I thought they were just a bit too drying and a bit too matte, but I know other people absolutely love them. So let me know if you shop in Beauty Bay. Let me know what you get on Beauty Bay that like you just find either a better price or there's better options of. Let me know, because I never shop in Beauty Bay anymore, but that's where I got this contour stick. Okay, I'm now going to go in with blush. I'm going to go in with the Refy cream blush in the shade Malaya, I'm not too sure. This is what it looks like. It's super pink. I just think it's a beautiful summer shade. I'm just going to take it on a kind of like dense brush and just start stamping it on the cheeks. Now the reason I'm doing this before my concealer is because I've been really loving blending my blush quite far up, just to really blend it out and kind of merge it into the contour, because sometimes I feel like when you keep blush like here, it can sometimes just look a bit odd, whereas if you merge it into the contour and like up into the under eyes, it kind of just looks a bit more seamless. And again, this is another super glowy product, so if glowy products aren't for you, you may not love this. And what I love about these blushes is they're super creamy and super blendable, so you can easily, if you make a mistake, just blend it out a little bit more and it kind of like fades into it how you want it, which I love. Okay, now going on to concealer. Again, I've been back using my favorite Too Faced multi-use sculpting concealer. I have mine in the shade Porcelain. I just love this concealer. If you're someone with dry skin, if you're someone who suffers with just dry skin and needs a little bit more coverage, this is the product for you, because I always find that when you tend to get a more full coverage concealer, you tend to start going down like the matte route. With that, never. Okay, I've just turned up the brightness a little bit because I feel like I was looking really dark there for a second. I'm using a brush to blend this in, and the reason I'm using a brush over a beauty blender is because they are such creamy products that I'm using, and I don't want them to be just instantly absorbed into a beauty blender, so I like to originally blend it out with the brush, and then if I feel like my brush hasn't done a seamless job, then I'll go in with a beauty blender. I just find it works best when you are using super glowy products, because otherwise you're just going to be taking away the coverage of everything. In person, because I did my blush first and I'm blending out the concealer on top, it kind of just all merges really nicely together. I find that it just means that no matter what light I look from, it just looks like everything is just blended together and kind of like an ombre, which I really enjoy. But as you can see, I'm really glowy everywhere, and that is how I want to look before I powder and everything, because Again, like I said, my skin is super dry, and in summer I won't get super oily, so I want to keep that dew in my products. I know if you're more of an oily person, you will prefer more matte products because then your oils will seep through and give you that dewy look, but for someone who doesn't even have a dewy look to begin with, I need all these cream products. We're now going to go in with our under eye setting powder. So I'm going to be using the Huda Beauty Baby Bake Loose Baking and Setting Powder. Obviously you can get the bigger one. This is in the shade Cherry Cake Blossom. I have been loving this for my under eyes, especially because I find that the pink powder really complements the really pink blush underneath without making it look like I have a pink under eye. So what I do is I just take a bit on a powder puff. I'm just going to blend out my under eyes with the brush, and then I go in and I just start really pressing this into the skin. And what I love about the pink tinge of this product as well is that it really brightens my under eyes and kind of like lifts it. Like you can see there how much brighter my under eye is and how much smoother it looks. I just love this powder, and again, even though I'm a dry skin girly, I want my makeup to set. I want my makeup to stay on, and for that to stay on I need to obviously set my face. And we just do the same on the other side. So blending out that concealer. I have it on the brush, or on the puff, sorry, and I'm just pressing it in. Now you can bake, but I do have dry skin, so I find that baking sometimes, if I don't take it off at the correct time, it can leave my skin looking very dry and very cakey. So I just prefer to set with the amount of powder that I want, and then if I need more I can add more. You could go in with this powder then on your chin and on your forehead to maybe brighten a bit more, but personally for me, I like to keep those places kind of on the more neutral tone, purely for the fact of that I'm gonna be putting bronzer on my forehead and then kind of like leaving the bottom of my face, so if there's kind of like a pinky tinge it can sometimes look a bit weird, but because I have blush on my cheeks, the pink powder really just ties in with the blush. So then to set my forehead and my chin and like anywhere else I want to set, I go in with the Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder. She's an OG, she's a fave, she's someone I will always have in my collection no matter what. And I just take her on a fluffy brush, so I'm just going to set my forehead first and just set the center of it, like literally just where like kind of like my lines are, just to make sure that none of my makeup like creases into them any sooner than it needs to. And then I just do my chin, and then I always make sure I really set my smile lines as well, because I have really deep smile lines and throughout the day my makeup will settle into it. Okay, so I know we've only just done powder, but I'm going to set my face. In summer I feel like you really need to get this setting spray out and really spray it, otherwise your makeup is not going to last, especially with the heat of the sun and your oils and stuff like that coming through. So I'm just using the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray, an absolute OG favorite of mine. And then while that's settling onto my skin, I don't want to go in with powder products too soon after, because what's going to happen is going to disturb it if any part of that setting spray isn't set. So I'm going to go in my eyes now. I feel like in summer when you have your makeup on, I just love adding a bit of kind of like bronziness to the eyes. So I'm going to go in with the bronzer I'm going to use, of course, it's the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade Dark. I just love the tone of this compared to the Give Me Sun shade. Give Me Sun is very orange compared to this, where this is more of like an olivey tone. And I'm literally just taking a fluffy brush, any fluffy brush will do, and I'm just running this really roughly on my lid through my crease mainly, and then kind of like ombreing it into the center. All this does is literally just adds a bit of color, adds a bit of dimension. Like, I'm not doing an eye look, I'm literally just running this bronzer through my crease, just kind of like break up my eyes a little bit. And then I do like to do a little cat flick, I suppose, on my eye, just because I think a tiny wing can actually make your makeup look really put together, and it can also make your makeup just look a bit more glam, even if you're not wearing lashes, or even if you're not wearing like a heavy foundation, concealer, bronzer like look, it can still just like elevate your makeup. So I'm going to go in with just any brown. This is from the Cash Beauty Secret Treasure palette, and I'm going to use the shade Wreck, which is this one here. I like more of like a warmer brown than I do a cool tone brown, just because my eyes are green, so I find that the warmer colors really bring out the green in my eyes. So I'm just lining the tops of my eyes first, and then I'm just flicking up with my brush. And I'm not making this a harsh shadow wing, like I'm not really making sure that the pigment is there. It's just literally just a shadow that you'll be able to see it underneath my mascara. As you can see, it's just a little bit tiny. It just lifts my eye as well. That is literally all I do. You can like add more shadow, you can add more like dimension to your eyes if you want, or you can like not do this at all, but I just think it's so nice. And yeah, like I said, just adds a bit more of a glam look to it without you actually doing anything. Okay, so now that my eyes are done, I'm going to move back onto my face. So I'm going to go with my bronzer. I'm going to use the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade Dark, like I said. In summer, although I like to be more bronzed than I do blushed, I don't like to add too much bronzer because I can find that I'm already tanned enough as it is, and sometimes the more bronzer you add, the more patchy your makeup can look. So I'm literally just adding this pretty much to just set my face, and I find that MAC Mineralized Skin Finish is like the perfect bronzer for that because it's not a baked, or it is a baked, it's not a pressed powder, so the coverage isn't super high and it's super easy to blend out. So I'm literally just putting the tiniest amount on, as you can see. And then for blush, I've been loving layering blushes. I really have been enjoying layering a matte blush then with a glowy blush, because sometimes I find when I use like highlighter and stuff like that with a blush, it kind of dulls down the color of the original blush that I put on, whereas if I put more of like a glowy shimmery blush on top that really complements the matte blush, it keeps the color of the blush while adding that highlighted look that I like. So of course I'm going to go in with my two faves, which are both from MAC. I'm going to use MAC Melba, that's Perry, and then I'm going to use MAC Warm Soul on top. I'm just going to take a fluffy brush. I'm going to start with MAC Melba, and I'm just going to place her on my cheeks. Lads, why are all of my brushes shedding? Oh no. So MAC Melba, like I said, just like the MAC bronzer, is kind of just setting down. Guys, these brush hairs are annoying me. It's just setting down the blush that we had underneath. And now that I have that on top, I'm then going to go in with Warm Soul. So I'm only going in with a little bit of this, just the kind of like highlighted effect. But this is also going to keep the colour and not disturb that blush underneath, and then maybe a little bit on the nose. And then just before I set my face again, I'm going to go in with the Charlotte Tilbury pressed powder and my powder puff, just on any places that I want a little bit more setting, because the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray, obviously it melts all the powders together and it really brings back the glow. So if there's anywhere that I'm finding that I just want a little bit more mattifying before I set my face again, I will go in with this. And always make sure you're going in with your setting spray before you do your mascara, otherwise your mascara is going to tend to transfer and run a lot more easy. So now that's done, I'm going to set my face again. And then once that's dry, I'm going to go in with my mascara, which is going to be the Too Faced Feather Than Sex mascara. And then we'll jump back onto our lip combo. Do you ever do your makeup and then you're like, you end up losing a product? I've completely lost my brow pencil. I've been searching for it. Like, I have not moved from this position. I've been searching for it for literally the past like 10 minutes and I cannot find it for the life of me. I just wanted to touch up my brows and I've literally completely lost it. And it's only brow pencil that I have, and I'm literally looking everywhere. It's not in front of me. Like, I do not know where this is. I was like, oh, maybe I put it in like one of my makeup pots. Nope, not here. I literally have no idea what I have done with it, so please ignore the brows. I was going to just top them up with a bit more brow pencil because they obviously got wiped away. But I'm so confused. I'm literally so confused as to where that is. But anyways, we're going to move on to lips. So the lip combo that I'm going to use is my favourite one at the moment. I showed it in my April favourites. It's the Charlotte Tilbury Iconic Nude lip liner. As you can see, mine is very much due an upgrade. And then the Summer Fridays Lip Butter Balm in the shade Pink Sugar. I personally prefer more of like a lighter lip anyways. Like you guys know, I rarely wear lipstick. I'm always wearing like a lip oil, a lip gloss with a lip liner, or a lip balm. And I've just been loving that this has a tint to it as well as being a lip balm, because I actually feel like it is moisturizing my lips, and I actually feel like it's just, yeah, just really hydrating on my lips. So I'm gonna go in with this. Ew, my lips are all foundation. I personally think Iconic Nude is the best lip liner of all time. It's so neutral of a nude. You can make it look more brown or you can make it look more pink, and they're so creamy and last so long. And then I'm gonna go in with the pink sugar lip balm. Oh, the color is just so nice, and they just smell insane. Look at that gloss. So guys, that is the end of today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed seeing my updated summer makeup routine. Let me know what is in your summer makeup routine, and if there's anything that you think I need to add to my collection, because as always, I'm always looking for new makeup to try. This is more of like a nicer, lighter, lightweight makeup look. I find that these products last really well on me, but they also allow my natural skin to peek through. But yeah, I'll leave all of these products linked down below so you can shop them and have a little browse for yourself at different shades, different colors, everything like that. But guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up, make sure you subscribe, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.